thanks for reaching out. Yeah, it does suck. And he's like, yeah, man, I thought I was going to win. What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Youthwolf, coming at you live from the West Coast. And it is still not halftime yet, Jason, in the Titans game, dude. This is literally the quarter that will not end. The last 2 minutes. It's taken an hour, literally, Jason. We were talking about this a while ago. Anyways, hey, man, this is our smashes and crashes. So players that did well, is that going to continue? Do you want to trade for them or trade them away? Same thing with the crashes, man, the underperformers. Rashee Rice crashed his Lamborghini, Jason, and he is not making our crash list. He's like, his knees are crashed, man. Crashed Lamborghinis, crashed knees.
He crashed right into Patrick Mahomes.
Fuck, dude, Patrick Mahomes, man. Leave me in the same room with Patrick Mahomes, man. You'll need DNA to identify him right now, because this shit, he assassinated my boy. Hey, we'll get into that, Jason. Sorry, I'm hot. I'm a little hot, coming in hot. Hey, we need your help, man. And Jason, please tell the public how they can help this show.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far and enjoy two friends talking about fantasy football, then please hit the sub, press the like. We like the likes. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the smashes or crashes. Did you have any players that smashed? Did you have any players that crashed? We're also on the radio, on the Apple Podcasts, on the Spotify, and you're feeling froggy. We also got a Patreon. Back to you, Tyler, for weather and news.
Jason, who did you play in the Listener League this week?
I think I played you.
I won, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, I did. So at least, hey, man, I just want to point that out. Corion is the only person to defeat me so far in the Listener League. So Corion, you can talk shit, all the shit you want. Everybody else, you can't. Unless and also if you have not played me, you can talk shit. All right, Jason, moving forward. Hey, do you see Levis injured his shoulder diving? And then this was the moment I've been hearing about, man. Everybody's like, take Levis out, man. Sit Levis. Put in Mason Rudolph. Let the offense go. And Mason Rudolph sucks still, dude. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because he has like a winning record in his career.
Because he was in Pittsburgh. That's the only reason.
Got that defense.
I mean, Mike Tomlin has a winning record, so he has a winning record. Whatever, man. So I do want to point out that even if Levis is injured, I don't care, man. This offense is still the same to me. Maybe I need to watch the rest of this game. But still, from what I saw, dude, not great, Jason.
Damn, you are going to beat me.
Did you say I am?
You are. I'm up by 1 point, but it's inevitable.
Tyreek Hill, baby. And they are designing.
I'm not afraid of Tyreek Hill anymore.
Who else did I have?
Oh, you got 3 people. Oh yeah, this is. I'm looking down a barrel of a smoking gun right now.
I've been forcing everything out of my mind, Jason, since the Rashee Rice injury, dude. I went and traded for Rashee Rice on my Madden and just scored 5 touchdowns last year. I did not do that. I
remember those days. I remember doing that with Madden.
I could not get the trade done, Jason, so I was like, fuck this. All right. Anyways, dude. Tua symptom-free, Jason, and expected to be back week 8. So, hey, if you're struggling out there with quarterbacks, just like I was before Sam Darnold, I still probably will. I don't know if I might. I don't know, dude. I was thinking about picking up Tua, putting him on my bench, but dude, I'm gonna have Rashee Rice. I got Jonathan Brooks. I've got all kinds of people on my bench that are injured, dude. So tough year to be stashing IRs, Jason.
Yeah, but you would also, you'll probably never use Tua since you got Sam Darnold putting up multiple touchdowns a game.
Only quarterback. But still, dude, I would not mind having 2 quarterbacks after the beginning of the season when I had Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford and all that shit went to shit. 6 points, first 2 games.
I know. In our listener league, Tyler, I started Caleb Williams over Jordan Love. Because I was like, Jordan Love, his little injury is a little weird to me. I think he might be coming back a little bit early.
The Vikings, Jason, and the Vikings, too.
28 points, man.
It was all in 1 quarter, dude. You were looking like a genius for 3 quarters, man. And I was watching some stuff about Brian Flores had trouble with the Green Bay Packers last year. So I think Green Bay Packers divisional games for the Vikings are going to be a little rough this year. I own their defense. Jason, Rashee Rice, man, I've been waiting for news. So far, I guess no news is good news. They are not completely sure that the ACL tore, but he will miss significant time. Dude, fucking miss 8 weeks. I don't care, man. Come back. Week 13, get a couple of weeks in and take me to the promised land. Rashee Rice.
So you're saying there's
There's
hope.
it's Jace. Minuscule, man. But hope is still alive, man. The Titanic submarine is still at the bottom. We hear banging, man. We hear banging, even though it fucking exploded immediately. But hey, that little tiny sub is down there. We hear banging right now. That's Rashee Rice in there banging against that sub.
Yeah, I saw that they're going to continue testing throughout the rest of the week. So, but
I almost just wish it was over with, man. Just say
I
he's
know you do. I wish you just knew right now, man, so you could drop him and pick up somebody else and put his jersey as your little picture on ESPN, like R.I.P. Rashee Rice.
I'm gonna get one of those airbrushed at the mall, dude. Like me and Rashee and me, man, airbrushed. Jason, dude, Jonathan Taylor. I was almost lost my mind when he almost fell to me in the second round. I ended up getting fucking Travis Etienne, great, right? Well, dude, Jonathan Taylor. Do you remember that? He's had a high ankle sprain like 3 times in his career in the NFL. He's like missed a couple games twice, but then last year, I think that's what happened to him last year, Jason. He ended up needing a little bit of cleanup surgery, and he was done for the year. That was either that or the year before. I cannot remember. But I saw an article about it. I read it, and then I forgot about it. Jason, so Jonathan Taylor, high ankle sprain. We need to pay attention to this. Trey Sermon is his backup, and Trey Sermon has been god-awful.
Yeah. I can't remember who they play against this upcoming week. So I was just thinking about this, like, if you got Trey Sermon, is he worth the play this upcoming week? God, just like you, Tyler, I had this team in my mind, and I can't remember.
It was Joe Flacco was playing, then yeah, probably, but there's a good chance that Anthony Richardson's going to be in, so holy shit. Anyways, Jason, yeah. So Jonathan Taylor could be fucked. Man, we're talking about Rashee Rice. We're talking about Jonathan Taylor. We're talking about Christian McCaffrey right here. Has Achilles tendonitis in both of his legs.
I know,
so
dude.
I thought it was one Achilles. It's both, Jason.
I know, man. Isn't that crazy? I saw
this guy
something
will never
where it's
be
like
a downhill skier, Jason. He'll never be a downhill skier.
You can never do an ollie anymore. I saw that he was like, at first it was 1, then it was 2 because he started favoring his other Achilles tendon.
That's what I remember hearing that, dude. When one part of your body gets injured, you start favoring the other, then that part gets injured.
Yeah. Yeah, this just sucks for McCaffrey owners, man. Trade him away if you can.
And Jason,
also,
we did. Oh yeah, what's up?
I just want to say before we go to the other one, I just looked, and Trey Sermon will actually be going against the Jaguars next week. So I think that's a pretty good matchup, right? Don't they give up some
Jaguars, man. They were good last year, the front seven, Josh Allen and stuff. But this year, I don't know what is good about the Jaguars.
Yeah, they give up the 7 most points to running backs.
I was going to say, I don't remember. I remember them not being great against the run. I know the teams that are great against the run right now, at least. Then Jason, real quick, AR-15, Anthony Richardson, day-to-day with that oblique injury, so he could miss 1 game at the most. So if you're going to put Joe Flacco, do not spend too much money on him. And then I am still about Josh Downs, but don't go crazy for him if you're a Rashee Rice replacement. I'd rather spend money on probably Xavier Legette. Jason, Bijan managing a hamstring injury. We talked about how he barely got touches. And you saw Algier get, the bulk of the carries for the most part, not the receptions. But still, Bijan has not been getting enough work, period. He's not getting that Kyren workload that we all thought, that all the experts thought he was going to get. I was lower on Bijan, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad, Jason. And now he's dealing with the hamstring injury.
Yeah, dude, what the hell is going on? But I've also that Atlanta team, I feel like it's kind of underperforming in general.
Dontayvion Wicks, actually, I forgot, because I'm looking at this. Christian Watson out, Jason, for a couple of weeks with that ankle sprain or whatever.
Yep.
Dontayvion Wicks, I would actually dude, I don't know. It'd be toss-up between Dontayvion Wicks and Xavier Legette. Who I'd want to spend my money on, Jason? Who would you rather have?
I am spending money on Wicks, bro. That guy will be mine.
You have Jason, you have Jaden Reed.
No, I don't got Jaden Reed.
Oh my God! No wonder you want it. You're all, this is gonna make up for Jaden Reed. I mean, he's gonna be mine.
We always, we're gonna talk about him a little bit later, Wicks, but we were talking about in the offseason, he needs an injury.
Yeah,
he's got that injury, and look what happened, dude.
Hopefully Christian Watson just gets dropped and I'll pick him up for free, dog.
Right.
Jason. All right. So that is the news. Do you have anything else you want to talk about that off the top of your head?
No, just this Lions or this Dolphins Tennessee game is boring.
Yeah, I mean, I told somebody to start Tajay Spears. I mean, did you see? I mean, DeAndre Hopkins and Ridley dropped balls immediately. So, I mean,
Tyler, how would you feel? Sorry, how would you feel if DeAndre Hopkins went to the Chiefs?
I probably think that would be good, but he's playing with a torn MCL right now, or whatever the fuck. So, I don't know. Because do you remember that? It was like 3 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, he's just going to play through it. So he's like, I don't know, dude. Like, I guess he'd be good. The one trade that I thought is Amari Cooper or Christian Kirk to the Chiefs.
Dude, Amari Cooper?
What about Christian Kirk, dude?
You think Christian Kirk would be better than Amari Cooper?
I'd rather have Amari. Oh, no, I'm just saying Christian Kirk because I own Christian Kirk. I don't own Amari Cooper.
Well, maybe so Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk would play more of the Rashee Rice role, that's for sure.
Yeah, Amari Cooper's more of that downfield dude, but he could be, I mean, I don't know. He could be anything. He could be anything you want him to be, Jason. I still really like Amari Cooper. All right, dude. So, we're going to talk about trade 4 right now. And you can see where this trend is heading, where my mind was, Jason. Pretty wide receiver heavy right now because of the Rashee Rice situation. And I've got a favorite person, Jason. This guy is going to be a top 20 wide receiver for the rest of the season. And I'm pretty sure he's like wide receiver 40 right now. Courtland Sutton, Jason. I would trade for him if I could. Target shares of 32% and 36% over his last 2 games. Dude, that is insane. And he is dead last in catch rate over expected. So his catch rate should be higher, and it is not. So look for that to go back to normal, Jason. And you could be like, hey, why is his catch rate so bad? He's had to play against Seattle and those cornerbacks, Jason. He's had to go against Pittsburgh and Joey Porter Jr., and he's had to go against Sauce Gardner. So 3 of the 4 games, Jason, he has been literally like fucked with Bo Nix. And that weather was insane last week, and he caught a touchdown. So right now, Courtland Sutton you can get for, I don't know, man, nothing, barely. And because I just checked, the owner in our league, Jason, has not started him one time, I think. So I am targeting Courtland Sutton. If I'm a Rashee Rice owner, how do you feel about that?
Well, I know this is your guy. This is a guy the last couple of years. You're more bullish on him than I am. I don't know if I really trust this offense that well. Yeah, he had a touchdown, and it was like a broken play. I mean, he's obviously the wide receiver 1 on the team. Tyler, who else are they throwing the ball to?
Dude, their schedule has been brutal for passing, Jason. I mean, literally, like 3 of the top, I don't know, 4 passing defenses or whatever in their first 4 games. So I'm just thinking buy low to the extreme. Plus, you have a rookie quarterback that seems to be getting better. And in the Sean Payton system, Mike Williams, dog. I mean, shit like that. So you can get a number 1 wide receiver in the system.
Yeah, he's definitely the wide receiver 1.
I was gonna say, do you have your little trade calculator?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
I was gonna say, dude, I would love to see what Sutton is being traded for right now.
So these are trades that happened today, and one is Brian Thomas and Courtland Sutton for Jordan Addison.
Jeez, man, people. I mean, I love Addison, man, and I do expect him to get a 50% chance for a touchdown every game, but don't do that. Brian Thomas is like Addison right now, and then you're throwing Sutton on top of that? Holy shit.
Yeah. Brock Bowers for Courtland Sutton.
Dude, and that's what's crazy, because Brock Bowers, 2 terrible games in a row. I should have put him on the trade 4, but I don't know if things are going to change, so yeah. I had Brock Bowers. I ranked him number 1 this week, Jason, without Devontae Adams, and he laid a fat turd. So, yeah, I think that trade is reasonable, I guess. I'd rather have Brock Bowers, though.
Yeah, these looks like it's a lot of tight ends being traded for Courtland Sutton, because there was another one here.
Yeah, that's his value right now.
Yeah, Courtland Sutton for Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, getting Cortland Sutton in that situation is a huge win for me. Brock Bowers, like I still believe he could be top 3 in my head. But yeah, like Jake Ferguson and shit like that, trade him away, get yourself some Cortland Sutton. To me.
One more, Tyler. Cortland Sutton, Najee Harris for DJ Moore.
Dude, I'd probably I think Sutton and DJ Moore are going to be pretty similar, so I probably wouldn't do that. But I believe in trading away Najee Harris. I should have actually had him on my trade aways because Cordero Patterson, if he's not injured, dude, is going to be eating some carries. But yeah, Najee, man, is just so bad. He's just so bad. I don't know. I'd be trying to trade away Najee if I could.
Yeah. What we expected out of that Steelers running game is not really working.
I know, dude. And then next up, Jason, you own him, Garrett Wilson. But hey, so he saw a sub 20% target share for the first time since week 15 last season. So this is, as far as him not being involved, but we predicted this, man. Denver and Patrick Surtain. He has not finished, Jason, higher than wide receiver 29 in PPR scoring this year. So on a weekly basis, he's not even been a wide receiver 2 for anybody. Let's see. And we talked about his schedule, how it was so bad, Jason. Next week, Minnesota, and then Buffalo, and then fucking Pittsburgh, dude. So come on, man. The next 3 weeks, terrible. But then I do want to talk about the playoff schedule, Jason. Jacksonville, the Rams, weeks 15 and 16. The only thing that could just fuck up the situation, because I believe in trading for Wilson, man. What you have to give up for him, I think, is going to be worth it. But Devontae Adams, Jason, if he got traded over here, this whole situation is fucked.
If he got traded to the Jets?
Yeah, because everybody's saying Devontae Adams is gone, man. He's going to be traded away. And the one team they know they're not going to trade him to is the Kansas City Chiefs in division. So I don't know, man. I could see the Jets moving what they need to do to try to get him.
Yeah, dude. So Garrett Wilson, you hoped for a little bit better start of the season, but that's not happening. But at the end of the season, with the talent and Aaron Rodgers, if you have him, I have him. I'm holding on to him. I'm expected to use him around fantasy playoff time. This is a good time to buy him low because of all the rough starts, and it doesn't get any better the next 2 weeks.
Just bring up his schedule in the next 3 weeks if they start talking about how his schedule is going to open up eventually, Jason, like you said.
Yeah,
it's going to be the second half of the year.
It is crazy the talent that he's going up against in the first 6 to 7 weeks of the season. It's insane. I want to wish that upon my worst enemy.
It's like Tyler. Him and Cortland Sutton, Jason, are just. I think they've had the toughest schedule so far for wide receivers. And then
the good thing about Cortland Sutton is that he doesn't have to go against Patrick Surtain in practice.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait. Yeah, you're right. They're on the same team. I was like, well, they're in the same division, Jason. Yeah, they're in the same division, the same team. All right, Jason. And this guy next up, he is not broken out. I've watched these games, and he's been scoring double-digit fantasy points, but I believe that he could make another leap, Jason, with this Falcons offense. Bijan maybe being a little bit injured as a pass catcher. Drake London, Jason. So I know this is crazy, but he had a 13% target share week 1. He's had then 24%, then 33%, and now 35%, dude. So over 30% his last 2 weeks in this offense, Jason, with Kirk Cousins, who's actually looked really good every once in a while. That he will continue to get better as the season goes on. His yards, Jason, the last 3, 54, 67, and 64. So terrible, but he has those 2 touchdowns. So I just want to say, like, Drake London, he's getting the target share. He's getting red zone targets. But as far as his yardage go, I think it's going to get way better, man. I don't know. I just see him as being like a high-end wide receiver 1, potentially, with all this bullshit going on, man, with Tyreek Hill and now Rashee Rice and everything else. He could be a good wide receiver 1 for you pretty soon.
Yeah, this is something that we kind of talked about in the offseason, too, that Kirk Cousins likes to hyper target his star players. And, that's Drake London on that team. He is a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, because when you're watching the game, yeah, it seems like he's breaking out, but you look at the yards, you're like, no, he's not. And the owner would see that as well. I don't know. I don't know how to value him so much.
but it's just like he's getting all the targets on that team.
Exactly.
There's going to be that game sometime this year. There is going to be that game where he's going to put up like 25, 30 points because he's going to have 12 targets, 10 receptions, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, that like Kirk Cousins maybe just sign off on all Falcons. I wanted nothing to do with the Falcons after week 1. Then week 2 he looked great. So I don't know. I have a lot more faith in Kirk Cousins in the second half of the season. And then Jason, I feel weird saying this, but George Pickens, I saw this stat. No wide receiver has had more receiving yards without a touchdown this season than George Pickens. And I don't know what his value is, Jason. He just had that 120-yard game, so that does suck. But dude, he's had to play against the Atlanta Falcons with those I forget who their number 1 cornerback is, but he's one of the best. Denver, Surtain, and then the Chargers, who just slow everybody down, Jason. So he's actually had a pretty tough schedule. Pickens could be getting. I mean, I hate Arthur Smith and I hate Justin Fields, but I'm just saying, Jason, he's had the most receiving yards without a touchdown, so that is kind of a buy low candidate.
Yeah, he's definitely their deep threat guy. He's a deep threat guy that can make spectacular catches. You know,
that's like if I don't get like Leggett or Jason, if I don't get Wicks, and I'm desperate, and Rashee Rice is out for the year, I'd have to be desperate, but I could trade for Pickens. I could see that happening. Desperately.
Yeah, just watching the game against the Colts. It was like short passes, deep pass to Pickens. Short pass, deep pass to Pickens.
And then Jason, sorry.
No, I mean, I'm trying to get these trades in here real quick.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I forgot about the trade calculator.
Okay, let's just with the Drake London thing. Let's just do one, and it's just because we were talking about both these players. Would you trade Drake London for Garrett Wilson?
Would you, Jason? You're the Garrett Wilson owner.
I mean, if you're desperate right now,
I probably would.
If you're desperate.
Because I see hope for the Falcons, and it's like, dude, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'd probably rather trade for London, to be honest. Yeah, probably for what you'd have to give up, and then until the trade deadline scares me, Jason, with Devontae Adams. I don't know why, but it does.
And then
what other one do you have, Jason?
George Pickens. Would you do George Pickens for Jerome Ford?
No, because there's all the reports are Chubb's coming back. He's going to be activated this weekend. He looks good. So yeah, I would try to be trading away Ford, not for Ford right now.
Would you do Amari Cooper, George Pickens for Tyreek Hill?
Yeah. But just imagine if Amari Cooper went to the Chiefs, then you'd be like, oh my God, dude, I'm an idiot. But until that happens, dude, I would be getting out of the Deshaun Watson fucking Justin Fields business.
And then there was another one straight up. I guess a lot of people have actually given up on Tyreek Hill. They did George Pickens for Tyreek Hill, straight up.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But like, I own Tyreek Hill, man. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like, just weather the storm. They're already manufacturing him targets and
they're really trying to get him involved.
Yeah, so I mean, I would not trade away Hill, because what you're trying to get back, because people are literally giving up on him, like you said. I've been seeing it on Reddit. I would not trade him away, because the value you get back is not there, Jason.
Yeah.
And then Jason, a running back real fast. Josh Jacobs, running back share went from 80% in weeks 1 and 2, and then 74%. Oh no! It was 80% week 1, 74% week 2, then 48% week 3. That was bad, and then 50. It raised a little bit to 53%. Emmanuel Wilson's getting a lot, but Jason, I mean, they're not going to be that negative game script that often like they were against the Vikings. I would trade for Jacobs. Like we said, he has like the most yardage and touchdowns, taking back my penalty so far this year. So Jacobs is still a buy low.
Yeah, this is still a chance to get him. First off, he went against the Minnesota Vikings last week. Second of all, they had to abandon a run. Jordan Love had to air it out, dude. They were down 28-0.
Yeah.
You can't run the ball when you're down 28-0. God dang it.
And then, okay, do you have any, you want to do any trades, Jason?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs for George Kittle.
Shit. Because George Kittle's the top 3 tight end almost every week for me right now, so I probably would not. I probably would not do that because it depends on what you need, man. If you've got 2 tight ends, yeah, trade away George Kittle. But the way the tight ends are right now, dude, I'd probably keep George Kittle, Jason.
Okay. And then would you do what I just saw it? Would you do Jameson Williams for Jacobs?
Yeah, I would do that. As much as I like Jameson Williams, dude, I mean, his best game is still the first game. So, and I mean, he still has a lot of stock, a lot of value right now. So, yeah, I would trade him away to get Josh Jacobs because that's pretty. I mean, that if you think about Josh Jacobs, would probably be going like in the 3rd round right now.
Yeah.
Still, maybe. And where the Jameson Williams be going like in the 4th or 5th, something later.
So, yeah, it'll still be a little bit later. Right now, he only has 2 points. But it's crazy, dude. We got 1 touchdown from Montgomery, 2 touchdowns for Gibbs. They're just running on Seattle. They don't need to throw it.
Jason.
Yeah.
So this is the last trade for Hurts. Jalen Hurts has 3 outings with fewer than 17 fantasy points this season. He was below that mark just 3 times all last year. I owned him last year. So this is not the norm, and he's missing everybody. Jason, they will be back healthy. Are you trading away Jalen Hurts, or are you trading for Jalen Hurts?
I would trade for him. You know,
so that's what I was thinking. I was like seeing all this, and I was like, dude, you know what? I would like to have Jalen Hurts. Really, like sitting on my. I was talking about trading for AR-15. If I could get Jalen Hurts for cheap, dude, I would probably do that. So if you're desperate for a quarterback, dude, try to trade for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, things are going to change when he gets his players back. He has no one playing. He threw it to a bunch of tight ends this past Sunday.
Yeah. So
would you do Jalen Hurts for Travis Etienne?
No. I still, dude. After that game, I should, dude. If I needed a quarterback, fuck yeah, I'd do it. Yeah, if I needed a quarterback, if I did not have Sam Darnold, I would do it. Yeah, why not, dude? Travis Etienne's. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know the season's still early, but Tank Bigsby's looking pretty goddamn good.
Jalen Hurts for Patrick Mahomes.
I would rather have Jalen Hurts, dude. One's gonna have his weapons back. One's gonna be desperate for. They're gonna be trying to trade around for some wide receivers, man. So yeah, Kareem Hunt is gonna be his savior though, because Kareem Hunt's gonna get a lot of receiving touchdowns, man. Mark my words.
And then last one. This one's kind of a package deal. Michael Pittman and Jalen Hurts for Kirk Cousins and Kyren Williams.
Oh my God, dude! Whoever's trading away Kyren Williams is not smart, dude. That's not good. So yeah, if you can get Kyren Williams for that, that person's an idiot. And then Jason, trade away real fast. Michael Pittman Jr., man. He had a target share of over 30%, has a target share of over 30% on the season, but week 4 was the first time he scored double-digit fantasy points. So he's getting a lot of targets, but it does not matter, Jason. He had his highest catch rate over expected, yards after contact over expected, and air yards per target rates. That's all because of Joe Flacco, dude. So if you could trade, maybe Joe Flacco plays one more week, trade him away, man. At least he gets 1 week out of the guy. Doing elite, and then it'll go back to being just almost cuttable, Jason. People were literally talking about cutting Michael Pittman Jr. before this game.
Yeah, I know. You know what's crazy right now on this trade calculator? He is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th most traded player.
Trade him away, dude. I'm serious. If you can do it, I don't care if Joe Flacco starts again, man. Trade him away if you can. And then oh, yeah. Sorry, Jason. I don't know if you have any people for that.
I was just going to do one.
Yeah,
I mean, because it looks like a bunch of tight ends. It's like Michael Pittman for Jake Ferguson, Michael Pittman for Dallas Goedert. But Tyler, what about Michael Pittman for Christian McCaffrey?
Jeez, yeah. Oh, my God. I would do that in a heartbeat. I know. I mean, Anthony Richardson, yeah, is probably going to get injured again. And if Joe Flacco comes in, Michael Pittman could be a league winner. But I would still, if I could get Christian McCaffrey for Michael Pittman, dude, I would do it. Would you?
Yeah, right now, Pittman is not really startable with Richardson. So it's like, he's on your bench anyway.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, at least Joshua Downs did better with Anthony Richardson than I don't know, dude. It's just so bad. It's so bad. And now there's Downs, Mitchell. It's just not good. And then Jason, next up, trade away. I was thinking about trading away Ayuk. Is it ever going to get better? I thought it would be better, Jason. Brandon Ayuk hasn't scored double-digit PPR fantasy points this season. That's 4 games. Let's see. In last year, he was below 10 points 4 times, so he is doing definitely worse than he was last year. And I don't know, man. Watching that video of him not changing his shorts, I know he had I don't know if he caught a touchdown or something, or it was just a big catch this last week. But Juwan Jennings, even with everybody there, is still getting more targets. He still led the team in targets, Jason. So there's no reason for Ayuk to not be like, I don't know, man. Would you trade away Ayuk or would you trade for Ayuk? Because it could go either way.
I just tried to trade for him this past weekend. I tried to trade low, though. Like, I was going to trade him very low.
That's the problem. I was like, you could trade for him or you could trade him away because he still has name value, Jason. Like, I'd still think I have to give up something decent to get Brandon Ayuk on my team. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure what it is, a trade for or trade away.
After this big game from DeAndre Swift, would you trade Ayuk for Swift?
No, because I don't think Swift is gonna last, man. Remember when Swift was the best running back in the world for 2 games, Jason, for the Eagles last year? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then what happened? So like Swift has never sustained this. He's had these burst games for his entire career. So yeah, I wouldn't want Swift.
What about Brandon Ayuk for Rashid Shaheed?
I thought you were gonna say Rashid Rice. I was like, yes, sir.
Yes.
Come to me.
Fucking
Rashid Shaheed?
Yeah.
Right now, I'd rather have Shaheed, man, because it's a 2-man offense right there. And I do like the offensive coordinator, the Clint Kubiak, at least. I don't like Carr, but the wide receivers are getting a ton of opportunities.
Yeah.
And then, Jason, I have another one that I don't know if it's a trade for or trade away, dude. It's kind of weird. Jamar Chase, man. His target share in 2021, 24%. 2022, 29%. 2023, 26%. Dude, this season, 18%. And it's been 21% or lower in every single game, dude. And that's without T. Higgins, man. So, like, this is a slow start. I don't know. Would you be trying to trade for Jamar Chase? If it wasn't for these long touchdowns he catches every fucking week, he'd be doing terrible, man. Like, absolutely god-awful. Like, not even a flex. So, Jason, are we trading or are we trading away Jamar Chase?
Dude. I mean, I guess depending what you're getting, but
I might try to trade for him because I might need to swing for the fences.
I think I would probably keep a hold of him right now.
Yeah, because it just sucks because I know I'm gonna have to give up a lot because these stupid fucking touchdowns that he's been scoring, Jason.
Yeah, the long touchdowns.
Yeah, because dude, literally, if it wasn't for that, it would be I could offer up the dumbest stuff, man. But right now, you actually have to pay for him, so it's just not great. He's getting a terrible target share, but I expect it to get way better. I think. I don't know, man.
I know.
This is a weird year.
This was also a weird game. Didn't the Bengals have like 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was Chase Brown, dude. Breakout game.
And Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Moss.
Chase Brown is still like 6. I think Chase Brown's still like 60% owned or some shit. I got to check that out.
Yeah, I just dropped him last week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's already picked up. He's already picked up, but
somebody else picked him up. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't want him. I thought it was the week after the Moss week, man. That was the Moss week, and so everybody's dropped him.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, real fast.
Okay.
Mark Andrews had 1 target. Oh, wait, sorry. You're supposed to tell me to trade now.
No, that's it. No.
Okay. Mark Andrews had 1 target in each of his last 2 games, man. So that's the first time 2 target games, 2 1-target games in the season since his rookie season in 2018. The coaching staff still says he's gonna be breaking out soon. Mark Andrews' name you could still trade away, Jason, or you could trade for I don't know, dude. Pat Freiermuth, you could trade for him or something like that if you really wanted to.
No, I got Pat Freiermuth, and I'm not trying to get Mark Andrews.
All right, so we are trying to trade away Mark Andrews, then, right?
Yes, and it's funny because the guy in our home league trying so hard to trade him away, but nobody wants him.
Oh, dude, I don't want him. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to get Cortland Sutton, maybe Jamar Chase if I can get him for a decent price, but I need to see this. Rashee Rice's ankle needs to reveal itself, or his knee. All right, dude, let's go with the crashes first, and then we'll end with positivity.
All right.
I think. So these are the underperformers, Jason. And let's see. We're going to start off with the quarterback, who I have nothing written about because I couldn't find shit about it. But yeah, dude. I saw him get slammed down to the ground by a guy that made him look small, Jason. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
I watched the game. Josh Allen, yeah. So he was projected 21 points, and he finished with 7. 16 for 29, 180 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions with 1 fumble loss. He was also 5 rushes for 21 yards on the ground. A completion percentage of 55. That's 14% less than his season average. So the Ravens defense have given up the most passing yards and 100 more yards passing than the number 2 team, the Commanders. The defensive line destroyed the Bills, though. Allen was pressured a lot, and he was sacked 3 times. Every play, it seemed like Allen was just rolling to his right and trying to make a play downfield, which he did one time to Khalil Shakir. It was like a 50-yard play. It actually looked pretty good. But he didn't score a touchdown on the next play. It was Ty Johnson. During the comeback, Allen looked like he got hurt when he fumbled the ball. The 2 drives after that, the Bills only gained 40 yards, so he was then taken out. Next week, Allen is at Houston, who gives up the 8th most points to quarterbacks.
Yeah, man. And as far as this is why you should not give up on fantasy football, Jason, because you never know what you have, man. One week things could change immediately. The best team in football gets rolled by a team. And yeah, Jason, we were just talking about, I am targeting the Baltimore Ravens, for all the pass catchers and all the everything, because they were giving up so many yards. It was insane. But hey, man, their offensive line looked good, Jason. They were missing 3 offensive linemen, and yeah, so the Ravens are going to be Ravens again. So they're usually pretty good. We can believe that they're going to be good. But Josh Allen, Jason, it's going to be his worst game of the season. So I don't really expect us to see him on the crash list too much often. Nobody's going to be able to trade for him still because he's still the best quarterback in the league as far as fantasy goes. And yeah, you're not going to be doing anything with him. I'm just thinking about trade forward, trade away. You can't do anything with Josh Allen, man. Still going to be ranked number 1 next week. I don't give a fuck who they're going against.
Right. I'm always going to rank him number 1. I do want to say this is the second game this season they've had under 10 points.
Was it the first? Was it game week 1?
It was week 2 against Miami when James Cook had all those rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, so that was almost like a Sam Darnold thing. It was like it was a blowout.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold's actually been getting the passing touchdowns in those blowouts, thank God. All right, Jason. So yeah, Josh Allen crash. Don't worry about him. He will be back. The thing to pay attention to is, Jason, this was at Baltimore, correct?
Yes, it was.
Last season, dude, I swear to God, people that played at Baltimore got mauled. It was crazy. They blew out everybody that played at Baltimore. Something to pay attention to. See if that continues, because I said it was going to happen last time at Baltimore, and the Baltimore sucked. So this is the first sign, man. They might start be playing. Baltimore might be a crazy place to play at. Do you remember that last year, Jason?
Yeah, they were just like the Cowboys. When you play them at home, they would just blow people out.
It was insane. It's like every time people went to at Baltimore, they wouldn't do shit.
Didn't stand a chance.
Oh my God, man! This guy is threat level midnight right now, Jason. Oh, who's this? Pollard. I said Pollard. I had Pollard ranked like 5th overall, or 5th for running backs.
Did he just score?
No, he almost had a long touchdown.
Oh,
I thought Spears would be more involved. He was getting involved in the beginning, but if you're going to score against the Dolphins, it's going to be running. And then here we go, Jason. This guy right here, like I said, threat level midnight, Jason. We have not seen his explosive runs like last season. He has an elite guy behind him waiting to take the reins, dude. So I'm not sure about how I feel about this. I think that we will see this guy on this list again. Breece Hall.
Well said, Tyler. It's like you're reading my notes.
I cannot see.
Huh?
I cannot see.
You can't see. You already know.
You don't know karate?
Okay, Breece Hall, he was projected 19 points, and he finished with 10 rushes, 4 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's a 0.4 yards per carry. Pretty shitty. And 2 receptions for 14 yards, 0 touchdowns on 5 targets. So at least he's getting targeted. A horrible showing for the running back. He had a negative 1.62 rushing yards over expected per attempt. We don't want to see that with our elite running backs. That's not why we get them in the first round. We want to see that positive. We want to see that way up. And especially since Braylon Allen had more rushing yards on less attempts. He looked like the better running back, Tyler. The Broncos defense is tough. They rank 22nd in running back scoring and a top 10 in running back yards, opposing running back yards per attempt. The Jets offensive line is 26 in run block win rate. That is not good. I'm telling you this because there might be more games like this, like next week when they're at Minnesota, and Minnesota is 28th in running back scoring.
Woo! Fire up the defense. Woo! Aaron Rodgers, though, does know the Vikings pretty well, at least. And that's one thing.
Yeah. It's going to be in London.
Son of a bitch. All right. That sucks.
6:30 in the morning.
Who knows how that defense is going to play then? Who knows? That game could be completely different than anybody expects. But yeah, Jason, Breece Hall, I know you just talked about his expected points or whatever, but yes, four rushing yards. Newsflash, assholes, that's a career low. Hall has a negative 0.28 expected points per attempt rate. Braylon Allen is at plus 0.12. Hall, Jason, has a 27% success rate on the season, and Allen is at 59%. That's like double. So, yeah, not good, man. Braylon Allen. And these guys, the coaches are on the hot seat, Jason. It's like, so I could imagine if the coaches were on the hot seat, maybe extremes would not be taken. If Braylon Allen still is outplaying Breece Hall, I would expect him to get the majority of the snaps at some point during the season.
It's crazy to think about how a team with Aaron Rodgers, we are saying this. I've been saying it that Aaron Rodgers just kind of needs to get back to, average play, I guess. But their wins, one of their wins was against a struggling Tennessee Titans team. I think they went in overtime in that game, right? The only game that really looked good was against the Patriots, who's only projected to win 4 games this year.
Man,
other than that, it does not look good. So when you're talking about the hot seat, I believe it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, Jason, Christian McCaffrey, his overall pick, he's injured. Tyreek Hill, I picked, like 3 or 2 overall, whatever. And Breece Hall, top 3 pick, man, he's getting overtaken. So it's just like, there is a lot of shit. I'm trying to make myself feel better because of the Rashee Rice situation.
Bijan Robinson is not really playing like a first rounder either.
Bijan hamstring and just almost is holding your team down. So, yeah, dude, a lot of, fantasy football is frustrating, dude. Just stick with it, though. The fun part is just playing for survival, playing week to week. Never giving up, dude. Never give up. It's like me, Jason, when I have terrible years, I'm just like, all my starters are waiver wire things, and I get great joy out of just like beating people with waiver wire people.
Right.
Or at least getting close to people, because during those years I do pretty bad anyways. Jason, we got to keep on moving forward. Flowers, Zay Flowers are next up, and dude, he made me look like a genius for the first 2 weeks because I was pushing Zay Flowers. Things have turned, Jason. The tide has turned.
Yeah, Zay Flowers was projected 14 points, and he finished with 2. 1 reception on 10 yards on 2 targets. He was tied for 4th in team targets. As wide receiver 42, this is back-to-back games under 5 points. But it's also back-to-back games the Ravens had destroyed their opponents in rushing the ball. Lamar Jackson only threw 18 times, and running back Justice Hill led in targets and receptions. Flowers will have more games like this when the Ravens rush for over 200 yards. So next week, the Ravens are at Cincinnati, who are 21st in wide receiver scoring. It's a divisional game. I hope, because I got Derrick Henry. But I don't think he's going to get another 200 yards rushing. They usually play these games pretty tight, so Zay Flowers could be involved more.
Yeah, when Cincinnati just gave up that perfect game to, Josh or Daniels. Why get Jalen Daniels? What is his name? Is it Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
I'm trying to forget his name because I should have drafted him other than Caleb Williams, you dumbass, Tyler.
That's my quarterback.
Just forget about it, Tyler. Literally, just forget about it. But yeah, I know, Jason. 10 plus targets in the first 2 games, Jason, then 6 total over the last 2. Are you trading for Zay Flowers? I was thinking about putting him in the list as a trade for. because I still believe in Zay Flowers. But would you be trading him away? Because I don't think that you'd have to spend much at all to acquire Zay Flowers right now.
That one's kind of hard. I guess it just depends how you feel about the Baltimore Ravens. Like, the first 2 games, they didn't really look like the Ravens. So I guess we're kind of saying now that they may look like the Ravens. So they're going to run the ball more. They're going to be more efficient running the ball, which means Zay Flowers is going to lose more opportunities. But also the Buffalo Bills, they're weak at running, or run defense is pretty weak.
Right.
So they had a game plan. They did it. What if they actually went up against, like, I don't know, Cincinnati next week, where they may be able to hold back the run, and he'll be able to use a lot more opportunities. So I don't know. That was a tough one. I think I'd be trading for Zay Flowers. Put him in the flex and just but give him, like the kicker Aubrey.
I do think he's. Yeah, I think because you're just pointing out his inconsistency. Because depending on game plan, Jason. So
yeah,
flex is the best position for that. So, hey man, if you can get Zay Flowers in your flex full PPR, dude, you could have some crazy weeks. And then, Jason, I do want to say I would trade away Hall. I forgot to say about Hall, but you're trading away Breece Hall, dude. No, do not trade for Breece Hall. Trade him away. And then, lastly, Jason, Kyle Pitts. He had like a 0.000 separation score, Jason. This is starting to begin to look like he is just a bust. It's just a bust. We've never seen like a tight end of this caliber bust like this. Usually tight ends are like, I don't know, at least become decent. This guy is all bust.
Yeah. And are you talking about like this year bust or career bust?
Career, dude. Career.
Yeah. I'm starting to think the same thing. So Kyle Pitts, he was projected 9 points and he finished with 0. So Kirk Cousins threw 35 times and Pitts only had 3 targets. New Orleans is in the middle of the pack in tight end scoring, so it's not like they were a super tough matchup for him. Drake London led the team in targets with 12, and Pitts, I don't know what I was putting here. I think Pitts was like 4th in team targets. He is averaging just under 4 targets a game. His only touchdown this year, Tyler, came from a broken play. Cousins isn't playing great, but so things might change for Pitts later in the year, but right now he is worthless. And next week he faces the Buccaneers, who have a better defense against a tight end than the Saints.
Jason, he's had 3 or more, so more than 3 receptions, so 3+ receptions in just 2 of his last 15 games. So 4+ receptions, so more than 3. And dude, as a tight end, you can't. You'll. That's it, dude. He's not startable whatsoever. So don't start him, man. Kyle Pitts unstartable and trade him away if you can, dude. To somebody that needs a tight end. Good luck with that. Try to trade him away. Package him for Sutton. Package him for Sutton, Jason.
Yeah, he's in our listener league, Tyler, and it's like I want to trade him away, but you know how hard it is to trade away somebody in an 8-man league.
Because everybody's already has everything they want. They've got backup tight ends.
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks.
They got backup tight ends. They got the backup wives tight end. Like it's crazy, dude. I mean, what's our bench? We got like 10 players on our bench.
All right, dog. Let's get into the smashes. And this guy right here, I gave up on. Jason, I gave up on this team. I did not think I wanted anybody with Arthur Smith. But hey, dude, when you're running for some yards and you get a couple rushing touchdowns, and that could be the, way to success for this team as well, Jason. I mean, it's a rushing quarterback on a defensive team. So, I mean, that makes sense to me. It's like that's what the Baltimore Ravens did for so many years. So, Jason, Justin Fields, here we go.
Justin Fields projected 16 points, and he finished with 22 completions on 33 attempts, 312 yards, and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. But he also had 10 rushes for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He had 2 fumbles, but 1 fumble loss. Try to keep up. Really he really had an average stat day according to Next Gen Stats. Nothing spectacular stood out on the sheet. He was very conservative throwing the ball, but he did most of his damage on the ground. His running added 17 fantasy points to his final points at the end. He quietly landed inside the top 12 for weekly finishes the last 2 weeks, and he might even be quarterback 1 this week. Justin made history, Tyler. He made history. He made Steeler history. He's the first Steeler player to have 300 passing yards, 50 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns in the same game. Cordell
I thought that
Patterson
would
came
be
pretty, huh?
who is that? Dude, he went to Colorado State. Oh my God.
Okay, so Cordell Stewart,
Yes, X.
he was pretty close to doing that, but he only had 49 rushing yards.
That's crazy, huh?
So the next game is at home versus Dallas, who gives up the 4th most points to quarterbacks.
A guy I work with, Jason, went to Colorado State, and he's always like, Cordell Stewart's the best player in the NFL. He was the best player for a while.
He was crazy though, because he was like a punter, a quarterback, and a wide receiver. I think,
dude,
he played it all.
And my dad's favorite team was the Steelers growing up, and so I watched a lot of it. And yeah, I still liked Hines Ward because his last name was like mine, Jason.
Yeah.
So Justin Fields currently ranks 4th in the NFL in next gen stats of completion rate over expected. So there is some chance that this we can fall back down to earth as far as that metric goes. So, expect some more incompletions, but he's running the ball, dude. If he's going to be running the ball this much, who gives a shit?
All right,
man. I know you want to talk about this, Jason. I wanted this guy, man. We talked about this guy forever. As soon as he got traded to this, and Colin Cowherd today was like, why didn't we see this? All of us were like, we rolled our eyes at them signing a 30-year-old running back, Derrick Henry. And I was like, dude, you guys are idiots, man. You guys, do you watch football, man? Like, literally, come on. And, hey, what we said, Jason, even the first game, we're like, dude, you got a touchdown, told people not to panic. Now you are reaping the benefits.
Right. And you were higher.
Dude, you have high points this week.
Right. And you were a lot higher on this guy than I was. I was not expecting the rushing to come from Derrick Henry. I thought he was going to get like 2 to 3 touchdowns a game, but hey, I'll take the rushing too. And so let's get this going. Derrick Henry, he was projected 15 points, and he finished with 39. 24 attempts, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, a 8.3 yards per carry, and 3 receptions. Yes, Derrick Henry can catch, apparently, for 10 yards and 1 touchdown on 3 targets. He was 1 yard away, Tyler, from an NFL record 7th 200-yard rushing game in a career. So the first play from the Ravens, Henry runs 87 yards for a touchdown. With a peak speed of 29.49 miles per hour, that's
not 21.
21.49 miles per hour. That's second fastest of the week behind Xavier Worthy. 40% of the time he saw 8 men in the box, and he still averaged 1.81 yards, rushing yards over expected per attempt. That's 3rd best of the week. Henry is still a touchdown machine. He secured his first receiving touchdown from 2019. That might need to be fact checked, but I think it is 2019. He is rushing at the goal line, receiving at the goal line, and he's converting these attempts into touchdowns. He has a total of 6 touchdowns on the year. Next up, he is at the Bengals, who rank 16th for running back scoring.
Safest bet this year, Jason, is betting on Derrick Henry to get a touchdown. But hey, I just want to say, Jason, if you would have taken Jonathan Taylor like you should have, I would have been able to take Derrick Henry would have fell to me, dude. He would have fell. So you screwed me in our draft. Your problem. Your fault. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The Ravens have a 25% running back target share, Jason, rate through 4 weeks. During the Lamar Jackson era, the highest running back target share rate in Baltimore at the end of the season has been 16.6%. I didn't know. I wanted to talk about that for the Flowers as well. So, like, historically, they do not throw to the running backs as much. It's usually more towards the wide receivers and tight ends. So I don't know if that's going to continue or not. Have you noticed that Derrick Henry's catching a lot of passes, or is that all Justice Hill?
It's all Justice Hill until Keaton Mitchell comes back, bro.
I know you picked up Keaton Mitchell. That's your Derrick Henry insurance?
Yeah. I'll play them both. Shoot, man.
Hey, on certain weeks it'd work out for you. So, but yeah, dude. So, expect. I mean, he's not getting any target rate anyways, but expect maybe Zay Flowers to start getting some more balls, man. All right, Jason. Next up, don't expect me to get more balls. Mine are already gone. Well, I've got one left. I got one left. Who knows where my other one is? Bottom of some hospital.
It's a basement in Bakersfield.
Some sickos. Hey, no, dude, it's in Reading.
Oh, it's a Reading, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't let that little ball of mine sit in Bakersfield. Talking about sweaty balls, dude. That place sucks. Ain't hot. Jason, Dontayvion.
That's good.
Dontayvion. John Wicks had a brother, and he plays for the Packers.
Spinoff, he assassinates secondaries.
Oh.
He cuts their ankles. Dontayvion Wicks projected 6 points, finished with 24. I do want to say this week in the wide receivers up until Sunday, I don't know what's going on Monday. Everybody played pretty close to what they were projected this week. So this one was kind of tough. It was either this guy or Deebo Samuel, who was just only like 5 points, I think, like over or under. I can't remember what it was, but this guy really stood out a lot. 5 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler on 13 targets. Led the team in targets. We discussed a lot during the offseason that if one Packer wide receiver goes down, Wicks goes up. Watson left the game with a sprained ankle, and Wicks stepped up to the plate, baby. His targeted air yards was 16.1. That's the 5th highest this week. He is getting open and targeted at the second level of the defense. His game could have been a lot better, but his catch rate was 39%. But he led the team in targets. First touchdown was from the 6, and the other touchdown was from the 17-yard line. Both within the 20-yard line, the red zone. He's the best route runner on the team, and if Watson sits out, he will continue to get those targets. Next week, he is at the Rams, Tyler, who gives up the 3rd most points to wide receivers. Yes, I am targeting Wicks in my waiver wire.
How much are you going to spend, Jason?
More than you, baby!
I got other
I got 2 players I'm going after.
Are they both wide receivers?
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you need wide receivers, dude? I need wide receivers. I just lost Rashid. Jason, no Green Bay pass catcher has had a season-long target share above 20%. So that was pretty much last year with Jordan Love. So far, this offense, the way it operates, is pretty spread the ball random. Dontayvion Wicks, I think that bodes well for him even when Christian Watson returns, Jason. So yeah, Dontayvion Wicks I'd spend money on for the immediate, and then even in the, when Christian Watson comes back, he should still get targets.
Yeah, hopefully, dude. But I think it's crazy. Like, he could get targets, but all their wide receivers are pretty damn good, man.
Well, hey.
It's like they would have to be in a 5 wide receiver set, 4 wide receiver set with a tight end. It's pretty nuts because, Tyler, look who our next smash is.
Because, this was a popular pickup, Jason. I do want to say at the end of last season, he had, I think 5 games over 10 points, PPR in a row with Jordan Love. So he actually got people through. I think people actually won some championships with him.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right. If you don't know who we're talking about, Tucker Kraft projected 7 points, and he finished with 17. I think that's quarterback 1 or tight end 1 on the week. 6 receptions, 53 yards, and 1 touchdown on 9 targets. Second on the team in targets behind Wicks. He did outplay other tight end Luke Musgrave, who only had 3 targets. He was great after the catch, averaging 8.5 yards per catch. By far, Kraft's best game of the year. Previous highest scoring was 5 points in week 1. The Packers had to abandon the run. They were down 28-0. Packers had under 20 rushing attempts, and Love threw the ball 54 times. Kraft benefited from Love's volume. Next week, he's at the Rams, like I said, who allow 12 points to tight ends.
Jason, Tucker Kraft ran 48 routes, and then my Oregon State tight end, Jason, Luke Musgrave, only ran 17. So he is the clear tight end to own in this offense. It's not like they're running 50-50 or even close.
Right.
So yeah, and he's seen at least a 15% target share in each of the last 3 games. So Kraft, man, he should be a top 12 tight end play every single week, Jason. So that's, a starting tight end in our leagues.
Yeah, I might as well just go pick him up in the 8-man league because Pitts ain't doing shit.
Dude. And I picked up Cole Kmet, for maybe some upside. I was like, hey, man, maybe Caleb Williams will start targeting. No, they're just going to run the ball like they did last year. So Cole Kmet probably going downtown. And Keenan Allen, it was a return of Keenan Allen. I will be dropping Cole Kmet, Jason, and trying to find something else, man. Maybe another backup tight end like Kraft. I don't know.
Right.
Anyways, hey, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we earn a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription, man. Just giving us a thumbs up sends us out to a ton more people, and that is what the show needs. So please do that for us. Only if you liked it. And what else was I going to say, Jason? Oh, yeah. Comment down below, man, if you had an overperformer, a smash, a crash. Jason, did you see somebody left? They wanted the name to change to Full Throttle or Pump the Brakes.
Oh, that's what that meant?
Yeah, I thought that's actually pretty good, too. I like that, too.
I saw that, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I thought it was something you said in your video or something.
I think I say we need to pump the brakes on this guy. I think I say that because I say that in real life.
Yeah, that's funny. I say that too. I was like, yo, well, yeah, pump the brakes.
So I figured I said that, and maybe he was all Full Throttle or Pump the Brakes, and I was like, that's actually pretty good. When we get big enough to do what we want, we will do that.
I think that's pretty good.
Hey, Jason, send us out.
All right, what do we got coming up next? Tyler, are you doing your famous wide receiver cornerback video?
Probably.
Hey, it did pretty good. That's important stuff. People need to know that for fantasy football.
If all the video gets 10 subscribers, we're going to be doing it again. All right? So,
dude, for real. It did really well. And then after that, we got our play or pause, a start or sit. Another very important episode to make sure that you watch to help you beat your league mates for the week. Then we got the Friday episode where we're live. Come drink with us. We're going to answer some questions. I'll talk to you then. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.